Hi everyone, and welcome to the last session of Hello Future Expo 2020. The last session is going to be delivered by Matthew, who you can see on the screen at the moment, and Matthew is from UCLan. And this session is all about choosing a university and choosing a course, which we all know can be an absolutely huge decision. So I'm going to let Matthew talk about all of that. If you've got any questions throughout, please do stick them in the chat bar or in the Q&A section, and we will get to them at the end of the session. So last about 25, 30 minutes. So Matthew, over to you, and thank you very much.
Super, thank you, Jack. So yeah, like I said, my name is Matt Shaw, and I work at the University of Central Lancashire. Just today, I'll be giving you, like I say, it'll only be 20-25 minutes max, a bit of a chat about choosing courses, choosing universities, where to start, sort of things to look out for, and the general theme of all this all revolves around research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt, let me fingers crossed it works all right. I'm going to try and share my screen with you guys. Jack, can you give me a thumbs up if that's working? I can see your face on the screen. Super. Okay, right. So, what are we up to? Here we go. You don't want to start on that one, do we? Let's start on here. That's a good start, isn't it? So yeah, so I was thinking about university. So what we'll be talking about here today, and like I say, it'll be a quick tour, but hopefully it'll kind of get you thinking is, what are your your options? We'll talk about why to consider higher education, the different types of courses that are available, and then how to choose where and what to do. So your options from here, you can go and have a look at it. And there's apprenticeships, and there's degree apprenticeships, and then there's gap year. Universities like non-graduates. All the courses are now so have that degree. Some regardless of what area is a real big way to get you through the door. Some organisations itself, and also like business itself is not the best investment you can make. What I want to do is like very difficult to do these things with this. So I'll have to and you guys get colleagues stuff and think about what she does that in the hospital and NHS. So what sort of do you think that he studied? Okay.
Matt, I just want to stop you there a second. Your audio was really crackly, so I just wanted to check that it wasn't just me, but it seems that it was that everyone's kind of experiencing that. So I'm not sure what that was. No, you're on mute now.
Anything?
I can hear you perfectly there. That was fine.
Can you hear this all right? I've got like an error by my microphone, so can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you perfectly fine now.
Right, sorry guys about that. What did you? I'll carry on from this slide. We
didn't get very much of it, to be honest. I wasn't sure if it was just me, and I asked the participants if they were experiencing the same, which they said that it keeps breaking up. But
Jack, if you can just jump in if it's not working, just let me know. All right.
Yeah. Perfect.
No worries. So basically, what I was saying is that this here is a colleague's sister. It's one of my colleagues' sister. And I want you. It's difficult to do this virtually because we normally go around the classroom and ask, but I'll trust you. And if you want to have a think about what you think this person studied, now their current job is IT service manager for projects, application and development and web development, and they do that at the Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital NHS Trust. So looking at that current job role that she has, what sort of degree do you think she studied? Okay. So you probably had a little bit of time to think about maybe what you thought she studied. Now, the answer for this is fine art. Okay, so a lot of people are probably thinking, why on earth or how on earth is she doing that role when she studied fine art? And what you'll find is that a lot of degrees can just open doors for you anyway. So, you'll find that just by having yourself a degree, you're showing a particular level of academic skill. You're showing a particular, level that employers, are going to want to see. So it's like I say, there's lots of transferable skills you can get at university, which are great when in terms of going forward. So it doesn't always necessarily have to be directly linked to what you do going forward. Obviously, on top of that, the obvious things you'll gain at university and things to think about: your budgeting, your teamwork, your confidence will grow, your time management will improve. Things like obviously cooking and cleaning will obviously improve as well, and of course, lasting friendships. So, in terms of where you should start to begin, have a think about doing your research and looking at all these different types of courses. Now, again, I'll trust your judgment on this, but I want you to tell me whether you think these courses are real or whether they're fake. Okay, so the first one we've got is science, surf science and technology. Do we think that's real or do we think that's fake? It's real, and you can do that at Cornwall College. The next one, equitation science. Do we think that's real or do we think that's fake?
We've got people saying real in the chat there, Matt.
No worries. Okay, good one, because Dutchy College is exactly where you can do it. Okay. The next one, a nail technician. Do we think this one is real or do we think this is fake?
No one's written anything that time.
No worries, it's fake. Is that one?
Say fake.
Yeah, well done, whoever said fake. The science of plumbing. Is this a real or a fake course?
Fake, someone's saying.
If you said fake, you get a bonus point from me. Well done. It is, of course, fake. And the last one, hair, makeup, and I can't see it because my screen's in the way, prosthetics for performance. Do we think this one's real or do we think this one is fake?
Someone's saying it's fake, someone's saying real. So we've got a mix.
It's a bit of a mix. This one is real, and you can do this at the University of Arts London. So the point I'm trying to get to you by showing you all these things is there's some stuff out there that we thought was real and it turned out to be fake. There's some stuff out there that we thought was fake that turned out to be real. So, really doing your research and having a look, you can find out that there's so many different things that you can actually do at university. So there are literally thousands and thousands of different courses. Obviously, you can see a variety of the different courses listed on the screen there, and this is on like not even a handful of them. And these are in hundreds of locations. So when you're thinking about going to university, you've got to think about a few different things. The first one being, how far away do you want to be from home? Are you someone that's going to want to stay at home and be able to commute? Because more than likely there'll be plenty, maybe not plenty, but there'll definitely be universities within a commutable distance to you. Or are you wanting to move away from home? And if you are wanting to move away from home, what are the transportation links like? And how easy is it going to be for you to get there? So the example I always use in this is a good friend of mine decided to go to Plymouth University of Plymouth. Okay. Now that's about 7.5 hours in terms of transport. And it's a long time on the train. So for somebody that missed the mum and missed the dog, it was quite a long way to be away. So think about that, because if you're wanting to go around to different places, or you want to go see somewhere else, you've always got to bear in mind how easy is it going to be for you to get to and from. Now, the benefit to where our university is, and generally just living on the west-hand side of the country, there's fantastic transportation links all the way up and down. So from where we are at UCLan, we're 2 hours away from Glasgow and we're 2 hours away from London. So it's pretty straightforward to get up and down, but you've got to be thinking about these things that, you don't want to be having to get multiple different trains and then buses and coaches and all sorts of different things. You want to make it as easy and as convenient for you to do so. So really do your research in terms of that, because a lot of people don't necessarily know exactly what they're getting themselves in for. In terms of helping you to decide your courses, you're in a fantastic place today by being able to utilize this service. But first of all, speak to your friends and your family. So you may have friends and family that have been to university before. You may have friends and family that have never been to university before, but they are really key influences in your life that can help you decide what it is that you may want to do going forward. Make the most of your teachers and careers advisors. It's certainly something I wish I did a little bit more of, but they do know best, and they have lots of good, links and resources for you to be able to use. So make the most of those. Have a look on the UCAS website, attend HE fairs and speak to careers advisors just as you are doing today. from today, you've got a fantastic range of, array of companies and colleges and universities. Go and visit the stands and go and download the prospectuses and go and get the social media information, because there's loads of fantastic stuff on there that you can use. And of course, if you are interested in looking at from a stats point of view, there are websites out there where you can go and have a look to see where a particular university ranks. Now, in terms of searching for courses, UCAS is the best place to do that. It's a slightly outdated screenshot of this, so I do apologise for that. But what you will find is there is an element, of course, when you're searching for the courses in UCAS, it's just like Google. So you can press search and it will pull up a load of different things. Now, at the time of this particular search, we typed in advertising and we found 256 different courses. Now, at this point, you're thinking, crikey, that's a lot of different courses. How on earth am I going to pick and choose what to do? But the benefit of what you can do is you can start to narrow down your options, and you can filter these out by your by the particular length of the course. You can do it by location, and you start to see that when you do start narrowing them down, when you start narrowing them down, it comes much shorter. So you may find you've only got 35 or something like that to pick from, and at that point you can then start to do your research. So what can be quite an overwhelming number at first, it can get narrowed down really easy by utilizing a lot of the filters. Now, yeah, that was that. There's an example of the Unistats website. That has slightly changed again, but there are platforms out there if you want to go and have a look and see how universities do rank and compare against each other. So, quick question. If you want to apply for university, you apply via UCAS. Does anybody know what UCAS stands for? I'll give you a few seconds if you want to type it in, because I know there's 4 words, that's a clue, and see if anybody gets it. Can't really see if anyone's typing or going to, so I will just move forward. If you were typing, you'll be able to confirm if it was right. It stands for Universities and Colleges Admission Service. Now, UCAS is the service which you use if you're wanting to apply through to university. Okay, so everything has to go through UCAS for your university applications. Okay. So there's this is again just another little screenshot how to choose a course. So there is information on there. So visit the UCAS website, have a look at the materials they've got on there, because that can be really useful when you're picking a course. Now, bit of a warning, 27,000 university students drop out every year. And official figures show that more than 1 in 14 students quit higher education altogether after less than 12 months. So you may ask why I'm telling you this. So, well, the reason being is because people drop out, and it all, in my opinion, just stems down to research. They've chosen the wrong course or the wrong location. So a lot of people will not go and visit a university before, or they won't attend, virtual HE fairs, or they won't attend virtual open days, and they won't necessarily understand where it is that they're actually going to. So there's a big element of there where they've just not done the research, so they're dropping out because of that. The second reason behind it is stated as financial problems. Now, again, it can be very difficult to get yourself caught up in the realm of student finance. But if you meet the deadlines and you do your research into it, it's one of the best. It's so easy, and it's fantastic service to be able to have access to. So what you do find is you find a lot of people don't meet the deadlines that the student finance companies want you to make in terms of your application. So you may end up starting university without your money. Now, it will get to you. But if you've missed a deadline for not doing your research, and then you're going to go off and start university in somewhere, let's say you go to London, the cost of living is a little bit more. Now, if you don't have a big pot of money, which is just going to help you, get your way through the first 4, 5, 6 weeks until it does get to you, it's going to be really, really difficult. Obviously, there's things like personal problems, but the top 2 ones are all down to research, and they're all down to people that haven't attended things like this, and they haven't put the time and effort into understanding how it can work and how they can make the most of their university choice. Reputation. So don't just rely on reputation and league tables. Attending a top university does not always give students the best chance of securing a job after they graduate. Data published yesterday showed that all of the UK's best-known universities failed to make it into the top 10 for employment rates. So yes, of course, university tables have their place, and they're extremely valuable in giving us lots of information. But it is important not just to rely on them. It's a decision that you have got to make, and you've got to make sure that the university is right for you. So there are different types of degrees and different types of courses. So we'll just break some of these down for you. So you've got, I'll try and do this without missing the last one. So there we go. So you've got your foundation entry, which is 1 year, and that would normally give you option to then progress onto your degree. You've got a foundation degree, which is just a 2-year degree, which you can then top up to complete the full degree. You've got a degree, which you normally see as a Bachelor of Honours or Bachelor of Sciences. They tend to be 3 years. And you've got sandwich courses, year abroad or industrial placements. Those courses, if you're going to integrate them, can be 4 years. If you're going to do a master's course, or the master's element of it is a higher level qualification, that would be 4 years if you did it straight through. If you did a master's course with a sandwich year, that could potentially be 5 years. And there are some other courses like architecture, things like dentistry and medicine, and that can be a little bit longer. So some can be 7 years, some can be 5 years. But again, do your research, because as you know, some professions also require additional study at postgraduate level as well. So for example, law, you're not just going to be able to go and do a degree for 3 years and then go off to be a solicitor or a lawyer. There's further study required. So just be aware that that's a rough idea of the different length of courses, but you do get some there which are a little bit longer than others. So things to consider: would you like to do a single versus a joint? So when it comes to that, are you wanting to do just one particular course on its own, or are you wanting to potentially combine two? Because not all universities do that. So when I say combine two, you can normally, a classic one is something like history and politics, or English language and English literature. There's some that can be joined together. So have a think about the different types of ones you want to do, because they'll benefit you in different ways. Does anybody want to put a guess of how many courses you can apply for through UCAS? So I'm going to see if I can see the answers on
Somebody
that.
said 1, somebody said 5.
1, 5. Super. So whoever said 5 is correct. Perfect. You can apply for 5, and it's not popping up. When I push this button, it should pop up. There we go. So they could be 5 different courses at 5 different universities. They can be 5 different courses at one university.
Matt, your microphone's gone again there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right, it must be if I speak too quickly or I speak too loud. I'll see if that's any better. What I was just saying is you've got 5 choices basically. So make sure that your 5 choices are going to be ones that you're fully prepared and happy to participate in, and you've done your research in, so they're good, you're making most of it. You have
gone
a career
again, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about this, guys. Do you have a career in mind? Do you have a favorite subject, or would you prefer to try something new? So if you have a career in mind, like a particular, you wanted to do something like medicine, or you wanted to do something like nursing or be a midwife, you're going to have to go down a particular route. If you just have a favorite subject, there's nothing wrong with that, because, like I said at the beginning, our sister who did fine art, she really enjoyed that, and then she's been able to go off and have a career working in the NHS. Or if you would like to try something new, you can completely do that as well. Now, all of our courses do have particular requirements. So the next few slides, I'm not going to talk about too much. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea. But one of the big things when it comes to picking courses is to have all the facilities that we offer at UCAS. Of course, all the fantastic universities are in the event today will all have their own different types of facilities. So, I'll just fly through them pretty quickly, because I know physics, pharmacy, and psychology. Whether it's going to be policing or fire, you'll find that a lot of universities have particular facilities for them. So, and at UCLan, we've just built a brand new engineering and innovation centre, which is a fantastic building which offers all sorts of different facilities in there. Again, there'll be lots of fantastic things that other universities can offer, because don't forget, you're going to be spending a lot of your time in these buildings, so you've got to make sure you're happy with what's there. Facilities, it's fantastic. Journalism and media, so television studios, radio stations, all those different types of things. performance, again, being able to have facilities to workshops and studios and galleries and such on. Law and business, so you'll find that a couple of universities have Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I keep on getting an error, sorry. So yeah, sport and stuff, there's a variety of different facilities there for you. And then finally, I think the entry requirements, things are going to be based first of all off points and grades. Now, when it comes to points and grades, you're looking at UCAS points. So A-levels, whether you're doing BTEC, whether you're doing an access course, whether you're doing a Cambridge Technical, there's a variety of different courses that are all going to be worth. Okay, so you can look at the UCAS Tariff calculator and type in the qualifications you're doing, and you'll be able to see them there. These are the ones for the A-levels and for BTECs, but again, there's obviously so many more. So please have a look and make sure you can kind of have an idea of how many points you're going to be able to get. If you're going to go off and do midwifery, you're going to need to have like a health and social related background. If you're going to go off and do maths or science, you're going to have a particular background. That's not the case for everything, but for some stuff it absolutely is. And work experience, things like medicine and nursing, all these things do require some work experience beforehand, and all that can be put in your personal statement. GCSE grades, so maths and English are going to be a must. Just like that statement then, and some of them will require an audition or an interview. So depending on the type of course, you'll have the opportunity to do that as well. The main thing to do around all of this, and it's kind of like what I said at the beginning, is just research. If you can get your research done, you're going to put yourself in the best position possible. Look at the course content and the module choice. Of course, look at the entry requirements and the length of the course, so you know exactly what it is that you're doing when you're picking the course. Look at the size of the department. Would you like to be part of a cohort?
On again now, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Really do apologise for this. Look at the size of the department. Look at the way the courses are delivered, and look at the methods of assessment. I really didn't like it. I just about scraped through my exams. So for me, why was I going to go to university and do a course which was based all around exams? So I picked one that literally had one exam in it, and it suited me perfectly. Look at your future career, and also some will require, professional exams or accreditations too. So just have a look at the different things in there, because these will all help make your decision. Sorry, 1 second. Work placement opportunities. So again, if you want to, you can opportunities for shadowing and volunteering, life projects and consultancy work with business. So all of these things are going to really round up and make you much more of an attractive
we've lost you again, Matt.
Can you, if any luck now?
Yeah, I can. It's really odd. I can hear you perfectly fine again.
Right. Okay. I'm wrapping up now, so hopefully it should be all right. Yeah. Basically, these are opportunities that you can do, and all of these things will not only enhance your university experience, but it will make you a much more attractive offer for a company. There are obviously different types of universities. No two are the same. Some will have multiple campuses. Do you want to be on the city? So a campus university, for example, is something like Edge Hill and Lancaster are campus-based universities. Buildings are kind of dotted around the city. We've got here accommodation. Again, if you're going to be moving away, have a look and do your research into what's there. Do you want to cluster flat where you're sharing it with a few other different people? There's private halls, student houses, and also catered halls. So again, just do your research, because this is what's going to really enhance and make you enjoy your university experience. Yeah, a couple of pictures of various different bits of accommodation there, but the main thing is do your research around those so that if you are going to be moving away from home, you're comfortable in your living environment. Facilities, is there anything course specific? Is there anything, what can the library offer? Because our library is 24/7, so it gives you the opportunity to study all through the night, and with lots of different computer accesses as well. Is there anything unique to the university? Now, I have jumped the gun a little bit because a question I'm going to ask you in a minute has been and gone, but £200 million into our university campus, so the facilities are going to be perfect for when you potentially will come to university. So have a look at what universities you're interested in. The library, I've already answered that one. It is 24/7. There's a few screenshots of the library there, but on top of it, it's not like a normal library. Like I say, you have laptops, electronic resources available on Apple Mac Suite. It's all self-service. We've got over 700 computers in the library. It's built over 4 or 5 floors. It's a really interesting place to go and study. So these are the facilities that you want to be exposed to. Lectures, again, I know I'm a bit short on time. Our biggest lecture theatre seats 475 people, so that can give you an idea of how many people you could be learning with. If you don't want to learn that many people, you want to be less, there are courses, again, which you can pick, which is a much smaller cohort. Student support is extremely important to our university. Things like careers, mentoring. We've got multi-faith centre, a fantastic disability and counselling service. When the money which we're investing into our wellbeing and student support. So it's a fantastic setup that we've got at the university, and a lot of other universities around will have similar things. So we make most enjoy everything. What is it that these universities have got? So these are just some of the things that we've got, cafes and bars, opportunity centres, and clubs. There's all sorts of stuff that I never even knew you could do. There's people that do Quidditch. There's a chocolate and cheese tasting societies, all sorts of on top of generic ones. If there's one that isn't there that you would like to start, the university, again, is more than happy to back you and give you some funding in terms of getting money. You can start that. Finally, you have the opportunity to meet people that like to
lost it there, Matt.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Last little bit. Develop skills for life. Study a course that you enjoy. You've got a better earning and promotional prospects. Visit the UCAS website, visit the university's websites, friends, family, teachers, social media, everything I kind of said before, and hopefully that position to get ready to apply for university. I think that is it from me. Oh, I went on too far. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Sorry about my my screen. Not my screen, sorry, my microphone. Obviously, that wasn't very good. But if you guys have questions, I don't know how we're doing for time. Sorry, Jack, if we've
literally got about a minute. But someone's asked Matt if you could go back to the tariffs for the A-level slide.
Yes. Yeah. The best thing to do is I'll put in here. I'll just put in the in this chat box a link to the UCAS tariff calculator, because that's where that's going to be much more beneficial for you.
Yeah.
I'll put that in now. Does anybody else have any other questions or anything? Or are we all good to go?
Great. There's nothing come through in the chat or anything. Obviously, there's a little bit of time to quickly pop to a different booth and ask questions in there as well. I'll just wait for Matt to stick that link in the chat. But that kind of brings us to the end of Hello Future Expo 2020. Thank you all for attending. We hope that you found everything really, really useful. And remember, you can log back into your account and visit the different booths and stuff and get different bits of information. Just to reiterate what Matt said kind of at the start and at the end of the presentation, do that research. That's really important for you. Whatever pathway you're going to go down, do that research. Really important. Great. Well, if there's no more questions for you, Matt, I'm going to end the chat here. And again, thank you very much for attending the session.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.